Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special edition of the Star Watchers podcast. This is a new show we're going to do where we talk about various things about Star Wars. Some days we'll have debates. Some days we might just talk about stuff we like. Some days we'll just crap on each other all day. We're out of ideas for content. So, with me today, I've got Dean and Riv. I'll unmute them and let them talk here in a minute. But today we're going over the lightsabers of Star Wars. We're just going to talk about some of our favorites, why we like them, why we don't like some. What makes a good lightsaber match a good person? What hilts really resemble the person they're supposed to? Stuff like that. So without further ado, let's bring in Dean first. Hey, Dean.
Hello.
And let me unmute Riv because he was being a little feisty. All right, there we go. Riv can talk now. And might bring the editor in for this episode. But who knows? We might let him speak for once. I don't know. Maybe. I guess first question right off the bat. What's each one of you guys' favorite lightsaber? Editor's going to put pictures on screen for everyone. Hopefully you guys are looking at whatever lightsaber we talk about right now.
I think me and Dean have the same favorite one. So me and Dean both really like Luke's Return of the Jedi one. His personal lightsaber. I think Dean's with me on this one. I like a thinner hilt. A longer but thinner hilt. I think Luke's is the perfect size and the perfect width and stuff. I really like the bronze. If is that bronze? Yeah. The bronze and everything. What about you?
It's basically Obi-Wan's, but better.
Yeah, basically.
See, I'm the opposite. I think Obi-Wan's better than Luke's.
All right, we're already having our debate.
I like the with the Obi-Wan's, I like the grenade style of the handle. I like the way that it's all black as opposed to the alternating black and gray. Not that Luke's isn't cool, because I do dig Luke's a lot. It's one of my favorites. But Obi-Wan is like one step above. But my number one lightsaber is, I'm going to go plain and simple. I really, really dig the Skywalker family saber. I love Anakin's lightsaber. Whether you call it Anakin's, Luke's, Rey's lightsaber, I don't care. I love it. It's my favorite lightsaber. I think it's a beautiful hilt. I love the style of it. I love the black handle at the bottom and the buttons and the gold activator box. I dig that saber. I think it flows really well, and that's what I dig in a lightsaber.
It's a good design.
It's a really good design. It's classic, you know. It's classic.
It's simple.
I know I'm one to kind of crap on the OT a little bit because I find the movies a little dull, but damn, is that just an awesome design for a lightsaber.
Yeah, because I remember, I forget who it was, but the prop designer for the movie, he was told to make it basically this version's Excalibur, and I think it works. It's simple,
absolutely simple, but when you look at it, you know what it is, and you know whose it is, you know. And I mean, in that same vein, I think you have to mention Darth Vader's, where you know, it's just iconic. It's just because if you look at them side by side, you could really see how it's a dark-sided perversion of what the original saber that he had was. But it's also, if you look at it, it's pretty much a direct copy of his Episode 2 saber. They're that's one thing I'm not a fan of. I don't like that. I like it more as his Episode 2 saber than I do as his Vader saber, because I don't know, I really like the style of the hilt from Episode 2. I like the blade. It's beautiful. I love blue lightsabers.
Spit it out.
I don't know. I'm kind of all over the place on lightsabers. You know, most people either like the really complicated lightsabers or like the really simple lightsabers. I like some of everything. I think Kylo Ren has a really cool lightsaber. I love how jarring and destroyed that it looks, like it's barely holding on, and it kind of, to me, does a really good job of representing the conflict in Kylo Ren. I think that if you really, in my opinion, if you break it down to like what lightsaber best represents the character, I think Kylo Ren's lightsaber represents Kylo Ren better than any other lightsaber represents its respective person.
Probably a close second would be Ahsoka's white sabers.
Absolutely. Ahsoka's white is right up there. And if Rebels was more popular, or like if we got her in a movie with those, I would say it becomes number one, but merely because of the impact that Kylo's has and how more people are familiar with it, his kind of takes the top there. But yeah, Ahsoka's white lightsabers are beautiful. Absolutely. I love the katana sabers. I think they are phenomenal. Phenomenal. What other kind of lightsabers are you into, Dean?
Other types of, I guess, it's one of those strange things where they are but aren't. It was one of those carryovers from canon, from Legends to canon. The idea of the lightsaber pike in Legends, it was the ones where it was like a staff, but now it's double-bladed lightsabers that are extra thick, which is weird, but whatever. But with those two, I definitely have to go with probably a toss-up between the Temple Guard lightsaber, especially in Rebels with the butterfly opening. That is so cool, just like Pong Krell, and Savage Opress, because it's kind of perfect. It has the blades on it. It's sort of like the blade. It's not really a blade, but I'm gonna call it the blade that Dooku has on his lightsaber. I don't know. I just really like that.
Yeah,
plus, when those ones are on, they just sound heavy. Like the sound design really helps elevate those ones.
You know, another lightsaber that I think of when you get to the idea of like unique lightsaber for a unique, different character is Count Dooku.
Oh yeah.
I think the Count's lightsaber, to me, that lightsaber screams like, I am not on your level. I am a higher class person. You know, it's a more elegant looking lightsaber. I know there's other people who have curved lightsabers, and one of my other favorite lightsabers is a curved lightsaber from someone else. Yeah. But his lightsaber, just with the hook on the end of it and the red switch at the bottom, is, in my opinion, just an elegant weapon. What's the Kenobi quote? A more elegant weapon for a more civilized age?
More civilized age, yes.
I think that no lightsaber sums that up better than Count Dooku's lightsaber.
And the thing with Count Dooku's lightsaber was it was always cool because it was a new, unique hilt design. But I think it was definitely elevated in Clone Wars is when we really got to see his fencing style.
Yeah.
To go with that more classical design element.
Because, I mean, everyone knows, or at least they should, that during the Clone Wars, Count Dooku is the greatest swordsman alive. I mean, I don't think that on skill alone, Anakin beats him in Episode 3. I think that's a lot of factors stepping in there with Anakin embracing the dark side. But sword to sword, there is no one who matches Count Dooku. I mean, he trained by Yoda. Grievous. He trained General Grievous, who is up there as well with just phenomenal swordsmen. You know, you can't. He has that instinct to be a sword fighter, and what's the audiobook? The audiobook that they just did with him.
Jedi Lost?
Jedi Lost, that's what it is. I listened to that, and I loved that. And
I kept wanting to say Dark Disciple. That's Ventress.
Yeah, Dark Disciple is Quinlan Voss and Asajj.
Yeah.
But Jedi Lost with Dooku, you get more into that where they talk about how much of a swordsman he is and how highly regarded he is as a swordsman.
And they also do it in the that Age of Republic comic with Dooku and that Tiger Jedi, where you get to see flashbacks of him dueling with Yoda.
Yeah, I haven't seen that comic.
And just so you love it, he had a blue blade originally.
Yeah, I know he had a blue saber. Blue is my favorite, man. I'm not a fan of green. But that's a trend throughout Star Wars, is those people who are the best swordsmen have the curved hilts. Darth Bane books. Darth Bane has a curved lightsaber, which I love. It's got like a wood look to it that is beautiful and elegant. And he was a phenomenal saber duelist, and his saber trainer had a dual-bladed lightsaber that they teach a lot about. They go a lot into depth about why saber combat works in that book. And it's the idea that you have these double-bladed lightsabers, and they disorient people because, you know, it's different, you know? But that's really a disadvantage if you're against a capable swordsman, because a Jedi knows or can use the Force to enhance their abilities, and anyone knows that if you have a double-bladed lightsaber, if you know where one blade is, you know where the second blade is. It's really the only time that a double-bladed lightsaber is an advantage is when you're against someone who's not trained to fight against it. Anyone who has had any training against a double-bladed lightsaber shouldn't have any problem dealing with it, because it's a disadvantage. It's clunkier to use. And if you know where one blade is, you know where the other is, and you can always, geometrically in your head, especially if you have the Force to help you, plot out where that other saber is going to be at any given time. But the curved lightsaber handle, the purpose behind that is that it gives your wrist a greater movement area to get the blade to. That's why all the great
precise, more focus, more control.
Exactly. Even though Dooku in the Clone Wars chokes the hilt a lot, which I don't get. He doesn't hold it on like the black grip part. He holds it right at the neck of the saber, right below the blade. Clone Wars, which I don't like, because that's not how that weapon would be held. It would be held on the black grip, so you do have that greater range of motion. But
we digress.
All right, I want to kind of bring this back to Riv, and I know you guys both think that Luke Skywalker has the best lightsaber. Tell me why.
If we're going to go by the Legends reason, I think the story reason why he did it is really cool. How it's a lot of old components from Obi-Wan's saber. I think it's mostly A, the character, and B, also the aesthetics. Because it doesn't really have, have anything quite unique about it, except being the first green lightsaber we saw.
Right.
But I think overall, I like the width of it a lot. The length is what I really like. I think it looks like I've held a few, and I think it's a really comfortable length. And I really like the bronze on and stuff. I talked about all this before, but I also just think it really does kind of represent Luke in a way, if that makes sense. Dean is good at this stuff more than me, but I think Luke's saber just really represents kind of Return of the Jedi as a whole too. How it's the oddball out of the three. Kinda, if that makes sense. I'm kind of sound like I'm grasping, but that's why I think that's why I see it always. I always see Return of the Jedi as kind of the oddball.
Yeah.
What do you think, Dean?
Yeah, it's sort of it's sort of a mix between the old and the new, because it's obviously modeled after Obi-Wan's. Fun fact: it was actually the stunt saber that they used during the duel in Episode 4. Just repainted and all that. And the green, there's the new. It's sort of like he's paying reverence to the Jedi that came before, the ones that taught him, but he's doing his own thing. It's like Luke's journey. They keep telling him, "You got to kill Darth Vader." There's no way. He's like,
exactly.
No, I can't. There has to be another way.
That's the thing too. Is that's part of the reason why I think Luke's the best Star Wars character, which is definitely a different topic. But
he was.
We're not going to talk about that.
He wasn't. He was from 1983 until maybe 1984.
Oh,
what did Kenner ruin him with the Power of the Force toys? Where he was jacked?
Nah, just
we should do a video on those. Those are funny.
Oh, we should. I used to have them.
Oh, that's a whole nother episode idea. Is terrible Star Wars toys. I think that'd be a good episode. We'll do that. That'll be another episode that we do.
That would be. I also like the lights on his hilt a lot too. The red and the green.
They're pretty cool. I dig that.
They flicker. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck they're supposed to mean, but.
Oh no. To be fair, 90% of the stuff on any hilt, we don't know what any of it means. Unless it says in the visual dictionary, whatever.
Yeah, it's weird. That's another thing that with Anakin's saber. Okay, I hear a dog. Anakin's saber, or Luke or Rey's. In every trilogy, the buttons do different things.
Yeah,
which I really
kind of annoying.
Because in the new trilogy, the activation button is the button by the bunny ears on the back. And
the
then
red button, right?
Yeah, the red button. And then
which is how it was on all the toys.
And in the OT, it's the button on the front.
It's the little slider, yeah.
And then in the prequels, it's on the gold box on the side.
Well, that's how Luke turned it on. Was the gold box?
I don't remember how they did it in.
Well, that's what it.
4.
That's how Luke used to do it. And even then, like even the toys now have you turn it on like that. Like you know those
the Galaxy's Edge one. I have the Rayflex, which is the one with the leather on it that I really dig. It's a super cool saber. But they have you the activation box, not like it's the gold plate that you push forward. It's so terrible. I don't know why they designed it that way.
Well, that's what
it becomes not lined up anymore.
Well, that's what it was. That's what you used.
I thought it was one of the buttons.
Yeah, I don't know why Rey turns it on through the buttons, which the buttons on the blade adjuster, because that little round piece you push the button on. If we're talking about the one near the bunny ears, the bunny ears are the magnet. They're like a magnet thing. I forget. I need to grab the visual dictionary. Oh, I have the thing right here, actually. Oh, no, that's the Rey one. But in the original one, it's like magnets or something, if I remember right. But that little knob on the back is the blade length adjuster. Why the fuck would the button be on the blade length adjuster?
That's one of those things that was criminally underused, in my opinion, in the movies, is the fact that every lightsaber has a length adjuster.
But the thing that kind of pisses me off, too, about Rey when she uses it is when you look at the visual dictionary one, I'm looking at it right now, hers it still says that's the activation matrix. The gold strip. It says it right there. I'm looking at it, but she turns it on with the button. It's kind of a inconsistency.
Yeah, that also, even when you said how on the Galaxy's Edge one it slides, if that's how it is in canon, that's stupid because you could easily just slip it off by accident.
Right, yeah, that's the thing. It's not like a push-in thing on this one. It's a slide-forward thing. I sent a picture of the Rayflex saber in there. So basically what you would do, if you guys look at that picture that I sent to the Rayflex, you take that button, and from the bottom by the black, you push it towards the mouth of the saber. And that's how it turns on. It's really interesting. It's really weird. But I mean, speaking of the sequel trilogy and the way they do lightsabers, what do you guys like Leia's?
I like the design. I just here's my only issue with it. I like the silver. It's nice and shiny.
It's rose gold as well.
Yeah. The only accent is rose gold. I just wish maybe it was a darker color because it almost blends in the movie. Like you can only tell it's rose gold in like photos.
Like, when I look at photos of it, I dig it a lot. Yeah. But I hate that in the movies you can't tell that it's rose gold.
Yeah, it looked entirely silver. Like this is an iPhone 5 in real life. It's got rose gold highlights, but in the movie it's just silver.
I really do like the rose gold. I think it looks really good. It's just so hard
it's unique.
To tell. It's one of those colors that just doesn't work for movies, you know?
What are we talking about?
Leia.
Talking about Leia's? Oh yeah.
I suppose it could have worked better if the silver was more matte and less shiny, but
that would work too. If the silver on that one was kind of like silver that you see on like the Inquisitor's lightsabers or like Barriss Offee's lightsaber, where it's like more of a gray than a silver. That would work, but
overall it's a nice design.
Do you guys like Ahsoka's Clone Wars sabers?
Yeah. Yes, I do. They're a perfect blend of Obi-Wan's Episode 1 and Anakin's Greyflex.
Yeah, because if you look at the Shoto saber and the main saber, they do have the little two-prong things that are very reminiscent of the top of the Greyflex, which I dig a lot.
And the big-ass Episode 1 pommel.
Yeah, which is an interesting choice, but I like it. As long as, because like I have from Ultra Sabers, I have their Ahsoka sabers. They're cool, but oh my god, the damn main saber is bigger than my arm. It's 13 inches long, like 2.5 inches in diameter. If it was hollow, I'd basically be able to put my hand through it.
Jesus,
it's terrible. Yeah. I don't like it, but because we got them for Sarah's cosplay of Ahsoka, and because ideally we had the Covetech clips, so we could clip them to her belt. And dude, this belt that she had was nice and on her waist perfectly. And these damn sabers pulled her belt off. They're so
that's
heavy.
one thing I've noticed with a lot of these saber companies. A good chunk, not all of them, because they're really high-end ones, but a lot of them don't get the scaling right.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that lightsaber's that big.
Yeah, so there's only like one company that does good Ahsoka prequel sabers, and it's Solo's Holden. They don't come installed. You have to do the electronics yourself, which is I'm too incompetent for that. But
I mean, I think we could all agree the best Ahsoka sabers are the one from Rebels.
I disagree.
Yes. Wow.
I love it. I would have agreed with you. I would have agreed with you before season 7. But
a color change is what swayed you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really,
wow.
I think the blue looks best, but I think her, what are they called?
Blue
Katana?
is phenomenal. Like, katana sabers. I fucking dig those too, and the sound is phenomenal for the katana sabers, and they're awesome. And when I play the VR Blade and Sorcery game with the Star Wars mod, I use those lightsabers because they're awesome. But if I'm gonna have one on my, if I'm gonna use one, if I'm gonna cosplay Ahsoka, I'm going with the blue ones because I don't know.
You're doing a gender bent Ahsoka.
Oh my god!
Is that what Jimmy just said? 100 subscriber special.
100 subscribers. How many we have now?
I'll gender bend Ahsoka. I don't give a shit.
Oh no! Do we want that though? That's the issue.
No. Unsubscribe.
What have I done?
Let's talk Legends. What kind of Legends hilts do you guys like?
I never really paid attention to Legends.
Star Killer.
Yeah, Star Killer's cool.
It's like a mix of Anakin and Obi-Wan and I'm drawing a blank. But it's basically just a mesh of all the sabers, basically.
Mm-hmm. I like XR Kun.
Revan Saber is dope.
Revan Saber's good, yes.
I like the Darth Bane one, or not Darth Bane. It's the Darth Malgus, the one with the blades on it.
Yeah,
that's a cool saber.
Thing. That's
yeah.
Can we talk about a terrible one, which is Mara Jade's?
Oh god, yeah, Mara Jade's.
Mara Jade's look awful.
We're gonna get into terrible lightsabers. Let's get into terrible lightsabers right now.
Yeah.
What is your guys'? Let's go down and do least favorite lightsabers, starting with Dean.
Oh god,
there's a lot.
Can you come back to me? Riv has one, I think.
Riv, go ahead, man.
I'm gonna catch a lot of shit for this, but Obi-Wan's Episode 1 saber.
I don't like that lightsaber.
I don't like it either.
I hate that saber so much, and everyone loves it, and I'm like, why?
I don't hate it, but I definitely don't like it.
I'm not a big fan.
I hate the round end on it.
Yeah.
I hate the top of it. It just looks so ugly. It looks like a flashlight.
The only good flashlight design is Qui-Gon's, I think.
Yeah. Qui-Gon's is a really good neutral saber.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, I remembered my least favorite. Let's just get out of the way. Ezra's first lightsaber.
Yep, that's the one I was gonna say. Ezra's blaster saber. Oh my god.
The thing is, too, like, it looks good without the blaster. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, it looks okay. It doesn't look great or anything, but like, it looks fine, I guess. Mm-hmm. But like
I like the concept of the guard, but it's just the gimmick of the blaster is like.
Which I guess could be conventional. He uses it a few times in the show, but I mean, shit.
Yeah, I mean, he uses his stupid slingshot for like 3 episodes, then gets rid of that.
God, I forgot he even had that.
What is it, Kevin McAllister?
I feel like Rebels is where they were like, Dave Filoni was like, all right, everyone tell me your favorite dream Star Wars weapon. And someone's like, ooh, a slingshot that shoots little
helicopter.
Ooh, a helicopter lightsaber. Ooh, blaster lightsaber. And I was like, all right, we'll put them all in. And then everyone watched it. And they were like, wow, these are terrible.
On that note of helicopter lightsabers, I think we all like the Inquisitor lightsabers, except for the flying.
The Grand Inquisitor's lightsaber is pretty fucking dope.
Yeah.
You guys like light whips from Legends?
No.
He goes, no.
I'm glad we have similar technology in canon, like the actual energy whips, the ones that the Zagirians and Mandalorians use, but they're not lightsaber powered. Because that's really the only issue with it. It's like, how is it even like flopping around?
You know, we haven't mentioned, and how have we not mentioned the Darksaber?
Oh yeah.
What a freaking awesome lightsaber design. That is
truly
phenomenal.
Most unconventional, yet it works.
incredibly unconventional, and at the same time, I feel like I want some scientific Star Wars explanation as to why the hell that is the only kyber crystal that's ever had a different shaped blade.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing I'm not too keen on. Like, I dig the hilt, love the black blade, super cool. Why the hell is the blade totally different than anything else we've ever seen?
Mm-hmm.
Not even the color or the fact that it like crackles white. That's cool. Why is it like a rhombus, bro?
Tar Vizsla must have some secrets we just don't know.
Right, like how the hell does a lightsaber that I guess it's stupid for us to complain about, considering that regular lightsabers just come to a point at the end, so I guess say whatever, but I don't know, the fact that it goes up even and then it slants over to a really strange point, I don't like. Mm-hmm. I don't like that.
Yeah.
But
also there's one weird thing that always bugged me. The blade, it doesn't emit directly, it's not parallel to the hilt, it's like a notch over.
Yeah.
It's like an empty space. That's weird to me. Like, it looks cool, but it's weird.
The fact that it overhangs a little bit seems really dangerous.
Yeah.
Your thumb slides forward a little too much. You're done.
I guess that's why you have the guard.
Yeah. I guess. I guess we need to address Darth Maul's lightsaber, considering he was like the first double-bladed lightsaber that we see.
Well, in the movies, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. I dig Maul's saber. I thought that's a really cool hilt. That was a toy I always had that I loved.
It's a solid design.
Ventress has cool lightsabers, I think, even though they're you see him get connected once and then never again.
And then Obi-Wan immediately breaks them.
It's interesting, but Maul's got the lightsaber that he has in Rebels during Twin Suns, which was beautiful, which we now know is just his saber that he had at the end of Season 7 of Clone Wars. No, not at the end of Clone Wars, Jesus. During Solo. That's what I meant. Yeah. Which I think is a really cool design for a lightsaber. The fact that it's got the Inquisitor saber parts broken off of it.
I like how it is another parallel between Maul and Ahsoka with their lightsabers coming from Inquisitors.
Mm-hmm. I truly, in my opinion, two of the most interesting Star Wars characters.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
All thanks to Dave Filoni.
Dave Filoni is a god amongst men. It's a fact. Yep. But I don't know. Yoda's got an interesting lightsaber.
Here we go.
What do you think about Yoda's lightsaber?
I mean, regarding the obvious debate of whether he should even have one, it's not a bad design.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't like the idea that short man, short lightsaber.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it makes sense.
The hilt being small makes sense, and I guess the blade makes sense too. It's just Excuse me. Sorry, I need alcohol. Trying to think if there's anyone that we're glossing over. Palpatine. Palpatine's lightsabers.
I'm not really a big fan of Palpatine's lightsabers.
Really? See, I'm kind of
because it's like the hilts. They're so small. You almost have no choice but to do it one-handed. But the blade is normal size. It's like a Shoto with a normal size blade. Yeah. That's just weird to me.
I guess it kind of makes sense though, since he's got to hide them on him at all times.
I mean, I suppose
that's I don't know. I feel like I've always thought about this, but how the hell in the Star Wars universe are metal detectors not a thing for buildings? Like the Senate building.
They have life detectors.
I get that he's like Supreme Chancellor, so he wouldn't have to necessarily go through one, but there seems to be a lot of people that get into buildings they aren't supposed to that could easily be stopped by a metal detector.
Yeah.
How about the fact that Plo Koon, Kit Fisto, Luminara, Eve Koth,
I hate it.
Basically everyone on the Jedi Council
Kiadi Mundis looks awful.
Kiadi Mundi, Mace Windu during episode 1, all their lightsabers are the exact same.
They're all gross and plain.
Yeah, Mace is just Maul's flipped around.
They all got the ugly tip on the bottom of it, and it comes up to a slightly larger round top. It's it's not good.
All the Jedi Council members have the most plain lightsabers. They were so plain. Their CG assets were reused for Grievous.
Yeah, but at the same time, you see that, and then you mention that, but they also repurposed. They repurposed Anakin and Ahsoka, or Anakin and Obi-Wan's for him as well.
Yeah, like, I guess that was because they had good renders for the fight.
Yeah, they already had them rendered, and the other ones were just basically sticks.
Yeah, so. Why did they have renders of those ones? Did they have to render a CG lightsaber when Kit Fisto went, oh! I don't get it.
Can we talk about Yoda's ugly ass lightsaber?
Oh, we already did.
We mentioned it briefly, but go ahead.
I hate that lightsaber so much. I hate how I get it. He's small, but I just hate looking at how small it is. The big black grip in the middle, it's so ugly, man.
We also talked about sheaves. I don't know if you got anything to add about sheaves.
It's gold. It's pretty. It's short, stubby. I don't like it.
Oh,
it was expensive-ish fit to make, wasn't it? It wasn't like a really expensive prop. Or am I wrong?
No, you're thinking in universe. It's like super expensive metals.
We're getting to the point of the podcast where reality and Star Wars are meshing together.
Yeah, it's the dimensional merge that Chris Chan warned us about. Watch it.
Guys, get down. It's an ATST.
I guess we really can't go without mentioning Rey's lightsaber from episode 9.
We already did.
No, we talked about when she had the Skywalker family saber.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I forgot it was in the movie for 3 seconds. I forgot it existed.
Yeah, I really wish that's one plot line I wish they hadn't cut, but at the same time I get why they did.
Yeah, it was already 3 hours.
It was already a 3-hour movie. You can't spend another 20 minutes every now spread across 5 scenes to say, "Oh, I found a lightsaber part."
I like the middle. I like the wrapping in the middle.
I like the idea that she just repurposed her staff.
Yeah, I just wish it was like a staff lightsaber.
I think she truly deserved a double-bladed lightsaber.
Or at least like a pike, a true pike.
I really like her Duel of the Fates one.
I forget how that one looks.
The double-bladed? The blue double-bladed?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I love that one. Can we talk about Dark Side Rays for a minute and how fucking stupid it looks? And here comes Jimmy with the I kind of like that one.
It's
the same
bad.
as Pong Krell's.
It's not a bad design with the butterfly opening, but it's just stupid to have both blades ignited at once. Well, it's folded. That's just weird.
And
that was just a terrible filming choice because, when Pong Krell does it, it's dope, and when the Temple Guards do it, it's dope. But Rey decides to ignite them both at the same time and then open it. Open it and as it's opening, ignite the second one. That's dope. But
also, why are the blades crackling like Kylo's?
To show that her and Kylo are the same person and they're both damaged people on the inside with no real path. That's pretty easy.
No real character.
All right. We're not doing
Wait, Rey was damaged? Oh, yeah, you're right. She got caught on her arm.
We're not sequel bashing today.
I just don't like how... I don't know. It's something about how thin it is. Like I said, I like thin lightsaber. Hers for a double blade looks so thin. It looks like it
would break.
It looks like when you put the markers back in school connected to each end. That's what it looks like. It just looks off to me.
I know Dean and I mentioned while Riv was fucking about how much we love Kylo Ren's lightsaber.
Yeah.
Kylo's is cool.
And how well it represents him as a character. I want to touch on that again because that truly is it's just phenomenal design.
It was already a cool design and fit his character, but when we saw in 8 the original Ben lightsaber and all the stuff that was put on it to make it better or, fix all the issues with it, it kind of made it a little better in hindsight.
I agree. Because, I like the idea that, it introduced this thing where we have crossguard lightsabers as if that was the design. That's not the design choice. It's because he destroyed his crystal.
Although I will say, I have one qualm with that. Because I remember since 2015 in the visual dictionary and all that, we've heard about how he cracked the crystal when he was bleeding it. When we finally saw it in the Rise of Kylo Ren comic, I didn't realize he fucking broke it in half. I thought it was just going to be a crack.
Yeah, I thought it was like a crack down the middle, but then he broke it in half.
I would have preferred just a crack, because like broken in half looks like it shouldn't even work anymore at all.
Right,
right. Which I don't know.
Like, shit, get me the Flex Seal. Snoke, I need Flex Seal to put this thing back together.
You broke the crystal.
If you break it in half, at that point, get a new one, man. Come on.
You
own Ilum. You live on Ilum.
I think the worst part is that he killed the leader of the Knights of Ren when he already had a working red lightsaber. Just take it, idiot! That was one thing about the comic I didn't like, that one of the members already had a lightsaber. First off, how did he get it? Yeah. Second off, why does he have it? And what happened to it? Anyway.
Right. Because it's just gone.
I think Charles Soule tapped out for that one. But,
while we're on the topic of kyber crystals, what do you prefer about... What explanation of kyber crystals do you prefer? The Legends one or the canon one?
What do you mean?
Like how you find the certain color that calls to you, and the red ones are synthetic. Do you like the canon one more?
Oh, yeah. I hate the fact that you can have synthetic crystals. That just ruins it.
The Gathering is fascinating to me.
That's a great episode of a mediocre arc.
That is a highlight of a truly meh arc, is getting to see how Kylo...
It starts so great, and then...
Exactly. They hit us with that episode. We're like, oh my god, we're actually about to have an arc where we learn about what it's like to become a Jedi.
And I'm glad that spin-off series didn't happen if that was what the content they were going to provide.
I think I like both. Like, I obviously like both the regular crystal. The only thing I like is the synthetic crystal for a story standpoint with Luke, at least. Because I like how Luke in Legends had to make his... Again, going back to Luke's saber, how it really represents Luke as a character in his journey, how he goes against the ways. But it also shows it's his possible turn to the dark side, where he had to make a synthetic green crystal. And that's a dark side thing. And I really like that, mainly. That's like the main thing I take away from the Legends one. I'm fine with either or. But I always liked how that was what he had to do.
We still don't have a canon explanation for that, but I'm really hoping he uses Qui-Gon's crystal. I swear to God, if they do that. I want it. I need it. I need it.
I'd like to know what happened to the lightsaber. Where'd it go?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, did he pull a
I wonder what happened to Obi-Wan's first lightsaber.
No, I don't want to know what happened.
Did Maul just leave it?
If Maul fell down that pit, he definitely got down there with Obi-Wan's saber.
Yeah.
Fucking ate it, probably.
It doesn't matter, because he had the exact same looking lightsaber in the next movie.
Yeah, there's very few differences, if any.
I still don't... Is there any?
I believe so, but they're so minuscule it doesn't even matter.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's odd.
It's literally just the same lightsaber now that I'm looking at it. What the hell?
Yeah, I know.
I think maybe
Obi-Wan from 1 to 2.
Obi-Wan's is Oh my god, it's literally just the exact same lightsaber. Oh, you know what's the only difference I think I can see right now?
What?
No, never mind. I'm not even that. I was gonna say I think the top of it's turned the opposite way, but it's not. I don't even think it has that going for it.
Speaking of the Gathering arc, Gunji's lightsaber is probably the only one out of any of them that made a good lightsaber.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with the Shriwook wood.
That's beautiful. Good.
Or no, Shriwook is the language. What am I talking about? I'm forgetting the name of the trees.
Yeah, you're.
Oh god.
It's
forgetting.
Anyway, yeah.
What's with Wookiee Jedi's having good lightsabers? The one from the High Republic had a good one.
Yeah,
really.
It's pretty cool.
They got taste. I don't get it.
So yeah, I think that about wraps it up for our lightsaber talk for today. I want to thank Dean and Riv for joining. Hey, really quick, actually, no, we're not doing the outro right now. Ben, you're leaving this in, and I want Ben. What's your favorite lightsaber? Just real quick.
Oh shit.
Yeah, blow my eardrums out while you're at it.
Okay. I'm not exactly the biggest Star Wars person. I'll be honest.
Loser.
I do not pay attention to the lightsabers.
That's why
I'll
you're
be
the
honest.
editor.
I'll be honest. Yep. I'm just gonna look through these real quick. I like the Darth Vader. It was pretty cool.
I was gonna say, did we talk about Vader?
I don't think we did.
We briefly touched on it when we
Well-
talked about Anakin's original saber.
Well, then that's
Thank
mine.
you.
Darth
Thank you,
Vader.
Ben.
Darth Vader. All right, thanks, Ben. Appreciate it, man.
You're
And
welcome. dude.
there we
Glad
have
to
it,
be
ladies and
here.
gentlemen. The man
Go
behind the curtain.
The man that we shit on all the time, Ben.
Yeah,
Man-
that's me.
Man, he's
The man
probably gonna
behind the
forget this
slaughter.
audio.
Mhm,
Oh, cut that, Ben.
Mr. Mold himself, Ben.
That's me.
Let's leave it there. I hope you guys enjoyed this new kind of episode that we're gonna do. We're gonna record a bunch of these, a bunch of different kinds. Like I said, we talked about we'll do terrible Star Wars toys. We want to do some Star Wars debates because we love being at each other's throats.
Mhm.
You have any other ideas for stuff you want to know? Stuff you want us to talk about? Video games, books, anything like that? We'll talk about it. We don't care. We have nothing else to do. I think that about does it. So, yeah, may the force be with you. I hope you have a great day. Talk to you guys later.